We on my page.
God.
All right, we on. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the Akim teaching about the mind while my that's in sincerity and truth. It's Great Millstone, Dallas. I'm Yatazak, and I got the brother Yaiqua with me here again. The Lord allowed us to get another lesson in this week. We want to get into Revelation chapter 18. You know what I'm saying? And basically going into Revelation 18, we get into the destruction and the fall of Babylon the Great. You know, and through the prophecies and our faith in the prophecies, we believe that Babylon the Great is of America. You know what I mean? And Lord willing, we'll be able to edify through the Spirit and bring out the precepts that are understanding home to the hopeful elect. You know, you got anything you want to say before we jump into it, brother?
Oh no, you got it.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this. The My Sword app. It's the commentary on Revelation 18. They had some pretty cool stuff in there. So it's going to the fall of Babylon, and when it says Christians, I'm gonna say Israelites. You know what I'm saying? To make the understanding pop, because we do understand that the original Christians are the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Chapter 11 or 12, where it goes into the disciples first being called Christians at Antioch. You see, as a derogatory term, they were saying, "Look at these Christians, people on the anointed." Right? And it was like, oh God, oh man, here come these Christians, here they go. These were Israelites that believed on the Messiah. You see? So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. My head is not covered, right? You see my grays? Yeah. Just I just wanna, I don't want to stray nobody in no kind of way. We just hear about all about this truth, man. My head is not, All right. This is a Revelation in the Bridgeway commentary, right? It says the overthrow of human society is worldwide in its worldwide opposition to is announced as if it were the fall of a great proud city of Babylon. The announcement, in the form of a funeral song, gives the Israelites a vivid picture of the world system in which they live. As they see the world as God sees it, they should want to avoid the dangers and live according to the principles of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's kingdom. Once the commercial center of the world, the city is now ruined, deserted, right? The center of the world, right? That leads you to start to believe in America. Because America, they say that this is the most proud nation. This is the most powerful nation that's ever ruled, right? Being birthed from Great Britain, according to the prophecies, and Daniel going into the different kingdoms and the falling of Rome and the the Renaissance of Rome, right? And we're gonna get it. It says, once the commercial center of the world, the city is now ruined and deserted, inhabited only by unclean spirits and foul birds. Human organization and commercial activity that ignore God lead in the end to destruction and death. They are likened to unlawful sexual acts, since they are guided by selfish lust without any thought for the most high standards. The Israelites, on the other hand, are guided by different values, ones that, based on their understanding of Yahweh, their refusal to follow the ways of the ungodly may bring persecution and economic hardship. Going into that you know what I'm saying? Going into that electric awe, right? It says it at least keeps them morally pure, right? It says, in their proud self-satisfaction, the people of the world boast of their advanced civilization and impressive achievements, right? They're trying to cross out the Messiah with medicine and technology, right? It says, but their progress leads them only to assert a greater independence of the Most High, and therefore will lead in the end to a greater punishment. Right? And then now we're jumping into the reaction to Babylon's fall, right? And then we'll jump into that. But I'm gonna keep this on deck. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the first half of the chapter, which is what I just read through the commentary, and then the rest of the chapter we're gonna get back into this commentary to finish it off. You know what I'm saying? You got that in Job 9?
Con, I got you. This is Job 9:24. It says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?"
You can break it down.
Oh yeah, so like the scriptures say, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So right now we living in this time, and like the scriptures say, we still living in that time where these evil, wicked people are still ruling to this day. And that's talking about Esau. Because who like at the people don't like to talk about the elephant in the room, but at the end of the day, who's in charge? Who's the dominant race on this planet Earth right now? It's a so-called white man.
That's right.
They faces everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like they throw Israel in there every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, who's always running the jobs when it comes to like either the company, like a company that like Mattel or Tom Thumb or Walmart, Target, or even construction jobs. All the people that are in charge or that own those companies are Edomites, and that's like in the low scale, like the low level Edomites.
That's
And
right.
then it says, "He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" And that's what happened during the time of the Renaissance. That iconoclasm. Esau pretty much took the faces of our people and repainted them with the faces of their people. That's why you see like in these kind of old school KG or not KGB, yeah, even the old school KGB Bibles, you'll see a bunch of red Edomites or so-called white people portrayed as angels or little babies. You know what I'm saying? Or all that. And the design and the way and the manner of that art is Renaissance. It's from the Renaissance era.
I got something real quick for you. This is First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 48. It says, "And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images."
See, there you go. They sought to paint the likeness of their images. Why? Because they want to be the ones that not only to take credit, but because they're evil, they wicked. You know what I'm saying? They want to. They trying so hard to have to receive that blessing, that to get that heritage back. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know the story of Jacob and Esau, you know that we pretty much just supplanted him from that promise, from that receiving that blessing. Now Esau thinks that he can come back and do the same thing that he did to us, but it's not going to happen like that. Esau trying real hard to offset the prophecies, not knowing that at the same time he's fulfilling the prophecies.
You said in Genesis where it talk about Esau being pissed off, right? So when you get into the story, we're gonna briefly touch on this. When you get into the history of Jacob and Esau, like the brother was going into, Jacob planted Esau for the blessing, which was set up in the spirit, which is a whole nother lesson for a whole nother day, But we're gonna show why Esau is so mad at Jacob, and that's gonna bring home why they're so destructive, right? This is I'm gonna start at 30. It says, and it came to Genesis 27 and 30. It says, and it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made the end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. His father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that had taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, and he shall be blessed. Right? which was the will of the Heavenly Father, was for Jacob to be the one to be blessed. And this situation is how it played out through the Spirit. Verse 34 says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great, exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and had taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he had supplanted me these 2 times, right? And he meant the word supplant is what Jacob means, right? To supplant somebody means to get over. You know what I'm saying? It says he took away my birthright, and behold, now he had taken away my blessing. And he said, thou hast reserved a blessing. Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And I answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given him for his servants. And corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, O my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, right? The earth being given to the hand of the wicked, and of the dew of the heaven from above, and by thy sword thou shalt live, right? By the sword thou shalt live, meaning you're going to always be about war. You're going to have to war to get everything that you get. And shalt thou serve thy brother, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, right? Letting you know that you go into the history. When you go into the history, the Edomites and the Israelites were constantly. You see, and when King David had them in slavery, and they ended up breaking the yoke and all these things, right? It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed. And Esau said in his heart, these days, the days of mourning for my father, then will I slay my brother Jacob. And when you get even deeper into the history, when you understand Cain and Abel, you realize that Jacob and Esau have super similarities. Cain killed Abel, you see, and this time when they came back through the reincarnation, Abel, Jacob, if you can receive it, you see, and this time Jacob didn't get killed, Abel didn't get killed. He supplanted and got the birthright. You know what I'm saying? Because when Cain killed Abel, he was trying to wipe out the line of righteousness. And when the Lord ran that back, you see, he saved Jacob. He sustained Jacob this time, you see, but he put that beef between Jacob and Esau for a bigger role to play out. You know, if you can receive it. We got these different ways that they plan to destroy Jacob, right? So I pulled these precepts. I pulled these from the brother Mike Allah. Brother Mike Allah, his page, matter of fact, his page is GMS Inspiration and Motivation, the brother out in LA. You know what I'm saying? And he did a video a while back going into this documented evidence of the Rockefeller family's plans to destroy Jacob, right? And we're just gonna read through a little of it. We don't got to get all of it just to make the point, right? It says the tools. Matter of fact, let me start earlier. Yeah, here it is. This is it says a text taken from John D. Rockefeller's Masonic Creed. Right now, we just read that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked as a blessing from Isaac, who was also Yahweh Shai, if you could receive it. That's another topic, right? But basically, the blessing that he gave Esau is the same blessing he gave Jacob. Only Esau's blessing was going to be temporary, because according to the prophecy, Jacob was going to take him down. Okay, it says, we will keep their lives short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. Our knowledge of science and technology, right? Then we talk about that. Crossing the Messiah through medicine and technology, through science and technology. What are they telling us now? Trust the science. The same science said that we 3/5 of a human. That same science came with the Tuskegee experiments and all these just experimental on Jake, right? It said we will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways that they never see what is happening. soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water as well as in the air, right? Water's polluted. They give you your own bottled water. You got to drink the bottled water because it's better than the water that's coming out of your sink. Okay? Metals in the water, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and in the air. These chemtrails got yeast in them, all kind of madness when you do your research, right? It says they will be covered in poisons wherever they turn. The soft metals will make them lose their minds. You see, we will promise to find a cure from our many funds, and yet we will give them more poison. See? Chemical poisons will be absorbed through the skin of idiots who believe that certain hygiene and beauty products presented by actors and musicians will bring eternal youth to their faces and bodies, right? So, and when you think about it, you got all these lotions and soaps and all these things infected with pork, and just doing everything that they can to make sure that we're not able to fight back. You see? But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that remnant that was left over, just imagine shooting a man, hanging a man, burning a man, chopping off limbs. You did all this to the same man, and he still got up. Get up. He's mad. They coming after you. You know what I'm saying?
I got a quick precept. This is Proverbs 4:14. It says, "Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." And like the elder is bringing out that article, Esau just can't like it says, he can't sleep unless he just done something to us. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the chemicals that are in any food that you buy. You know what I'm saying? Even certain water bottles, certain brands of water got all different chemicals in it. Like why? Why can't it just say water? The juices. You know what I'm saying? It's got like some juices got like 30 grams of sugar. You know what I'm saying? And some other stuff that people don't even know about.
That's right. I got a precept for you. This is Micah chapter 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." You see? And what we reading came up on some elite's bed on his mind. He couldn't sleep until this came to pass. He couldn't sleep until he set this in motion. Right? It says, "We will use all the tools we have to achieve this. Tools will be provided by their work. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. We will always hide the divine truth from them. They are all one, that they must never know that color is an illusion. They must always believe that they are not equal. Drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their lands, resources, and wealth to exercise control over them. We will trick them into accepting laws that little freedom they have. We will set up a money system that will shut them down for keeping them and their children in debt. When we band together, we will accuse them of murder and present a different story to the world because we own all the media. We will use the media to control the flow of information and their feelings in our favor. When they rise up against us, we will crush them like the insects because they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything about it. Right? Right? It says we will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper for their wars and their deaths. We will repeat this until our goal is achieved. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger. We will give them images and sounds. We will use all the tools we have to achieve this. Right? It says the tools will be provided by their work. Right? I already read that, but it's just going into how much they want to destroy us, man. You see? So when you get into the prophecies and you understand that Babylon the Great and what's going on in the Great is talking about Esau's beef with Jacob trying to get that birthright back. You see, you got to be able to pull all these things together. You know, you got something, brother?
Yeah, I got a precept going into what you're talking about, because it was prophesied back in Deuteronomy about us going into slavery under this nation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read this. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says, "Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young." Man, and that's Esau, bro. Like if you look at the time when even recently, like during the 60s and 50s and 40s, you had Esau feeding little babies to alligators. You know what I'm saying? He don't give two F's about the old and the condition that they're in. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to our people, period, they just have no regard. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They put us in slavery, put us in shackles, killed men. You know what I'm saying? And then raped their women in front of them. Took their kids, probably raped them. Actually, they raped them too. Still doing
Yep.
it to this day.
Yeah, I'll say they were selling our young men for wine and selling our daughters for uh just regular goods, man. You know, things you would get from the store, they were selling our children. All right, we can jump into Revelations unless you got some more precepts. Shalom, Michael Allah. The water for the assist, brother. Shalom to everybody on the comment board. The water for tuning in, man. We can jump into the chapter now.
Okay. Revelations 18.
Uh huh.
Okay. All right. This is Revelations 18 and 1. It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Going into the destruction of Babylon, man. After this place is destroyed with thermonuclear destruction, as the prophecy says, it's only going to be desert creatures and desert animals living over here. It won't be inhabited by people ever again. You see, and that's going to be a memorial. That's going to be a memorial of wickedness, man. You see, it's going to always be that memorial of what wickedness can do to a nation or what wickedness can do to a place. And this place is has completely worn out its welcome on the planet. You know, you got it.
Khan, yeah, because it says false every cage of every unclean and hateful bird, going into like vultures, you know what I'm saying, and any other scavenger bird, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
because they what at the end of the day, what do? They wait if they see like a dying animal or an animal that's dead. Period. That's they eat them. You know what I'm saying, or they wait. What I'm saying, they'll circle around them seeing knowing that they about to die until they fall. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's how America's gonna be, man. It's gonna be full of just people that are dead. You know what I'm saying? So them scavenger birds are gonna be here for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna eat up them. They gonna eat up these dead bodies.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a precept somewhere in the scriptures that talk
What?
about the fowls having a feast.
Oh, you the supper of the Lord
Yeah,
or something like
you,
that.
you know where that's at?
Let me see. I think I know what you're talking about. Revelations.
Scripture that
Okay,
goes
yeah, yeah.
into birds having a feast.
I found it. Revelations 19 and 17. It says, And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great God, that ye may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. You know,
There you
so
have it, man.
yeah.
There you have it. You see, now that we've established that, we can continue in the chapter, man, because that's what's gonna happen to this place. What happened to the Vatican, man? You see, the Vatican is too small, so that can't be the case, you know. And it's not gonna say Babylon is America in the Bible. You have to decode it, man, through the Spirit. All right, let's go.
God, this is back in Revelations 18 and 3. It says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
Now you remember the prophecy said that Esau was gonna have the fatness of the earth, and through his sword he was gonna get everything. You see, so dealing with all these nations, he's put himself in a position through lies and robbery and all these different things. Was it Sirach 10:8? Through lies and riches got by deceit. The kingdom is gonna be translated to somebody else because you wore out your welcome. You see? And dealing with all these nations, it's prophesied that America is going to be turned on by his allies, and his enemies are going to be strengthened by it. And then that's what's going to cause the destruction of Babylon the Great, right? Babylon the Great is falling, is falling. Yeah, it has to fall. Go ahead.
God. Verse 4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right, and that's what we're doing, man. We already know that this place is going to be destroyed, so we completely detached ourselves from it. We have to do what we got to do in the meantime because we got to live our lives. But at the end of the day, the things that are going to get this world destroyed, we no longer take part in. Go ahead.
I got that word plague real quick in Greek. It's plage, and it says a blow, stripe, a wound, a public calamity, heavy affliction, a plague. You know, and that's pretty much what's coming to America. Hey, I saw this. I was watching this movie yesterday. It's called Greenland, and it's pretty much a big old asteroid hitting the Earth. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much just they call it a planet killer, or a planet killer, because it would pretty much end all life on Earth. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's gonna happen to America, man. The Lord is gonna rain fire on it. And then we're gonna go into that, Lord willing, about what that fire is.
That's right.
Let me see. Okay,
Unless you
yeah.
got a precept.
No, I that was. I'll go back to that in Revelations.
All right.
And it says, Revelations 18 and 5 says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord had remembered her iniquities.
That's plain, man. That's what I'm saying, man. All these things that Esau's done, he thought that he was gonna be able to get what's that? Psalms 55. You think that his inward thought is that I'll pull it.
You talking about Psalms 49:11? Well, I read it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
And that's what I'm saying. Who's doing that right now? The proclaimed white man, the Edomites are doing that right now, man, because they in power, man. Period, point blank. You can try to blame it on Japheth all you want to, but the prophecy don't say that. There's no prophecy that says Japheth was going to be doing all the things that Esau is doing right now. Japheth was going to cover his faces with the judges thereof, cover the faces of the judges thereof, right? It didn't say that Japheth was going to break all the treaties they made with the Native American Indians. You see? It said Jacob and Esau, not Jacob and Japheth. You see? You can't use the scriptures to prove that Japheth is doing nothing right now other than getting lumped up by Esau too. You know?
Yep.
All right, you got it.
This is back in Revelations 18 and 6. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double.
All right, check this out. I got a precept for you real quick. Revelation 13, verse 9 and 10. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. See? And then it goes into the beast from earth. When you look at this word beast, going into Revelations, let me see. The beast, right? In the sight of the beast, when you look at that word beast, it goes into a man. You see? Beast. Make sure I got the right word. Strong's G 2342. Right? That beast is going into a man, metaphor, a brutal, bestial, savage, and ferocious man. You see? And that brutal, bestial, savage, ferocious man is Esau. Period, point blank. You see? Japheth don't have no system set up where medicine is the ruler. You see? Japheth ain't trying to force the jab on people. You see? Go ahead.
God. This is back in Revelation 18 and 7. It says, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. And I got a precept to that.
Con.
Let me pull it up real quick. This is Isaiah 47, and it shows you that what we're reading right now is really quoting Isaiah, because it says the same thing, and it says, okay, this is Isaiah 47 and 8. It says, therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And that goes into America pretty much thinking that they ain't going to be touched, that nothing wrong going to happen here in America. And that's really the spirit of these Edomites, these so-called white people here in America. They really think that they untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Like they the greatest country that's ever existed in the whole world, But I saw a video of this dude saying he had a British accent. He was probably from England or something, or maybe some part of the world over there. But he was pretty much saying pretty much speaking for the other part of the world, saying we don't understand why you Americans think that you're the greatest country in the world. And then he started giving up hell examples, like you're like 49th in life expectancy or something like that. You're like 30th in this, and then last place in this, and you know what I'm saying, 13th place in this, in healthcare, you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff, So that's why, and he was pretty much saying so please explain to us how you're the greatest country in the world, because the rest of the world, we don't see it. That's what he said, So it says here, verse 9, it says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. So like it says right here, like we just read in Revelation, right? It says, therefore, how much she had glorified herself, right? Revelation 18 and 7, it says, how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow.
Pride come before destruction, man. You see? Pride come before a fall, and for you to have that mentality, knowing you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, is a complete trick bag, man. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 8, it says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her.
Ooh, that's what I'm saying, man. So the Lord got plans for this place, man. You see, everything that the self-proclaimed white man did with his with the earth being given into his hand, he's gonna be paid back double for everything that he did wrong, man. You see, and you just gonna have to deal with that, man. All right, now we jump to. All right, we done with the first half, right? It says lament for Babylon, right? Because it's gonna be destroyed. It's gonna be destroyed by enemies along with his allies. All right, now let's go back to the commentary. Right, it says actions to Babylon's fall. It says those who grew prosperous through their commerce with the city weep and mourn at its destruction. The rulers of the nations stand afar, watching the destruction, doing nothing to help the city in its distress. Merchants and businessmen mourn for the burning city, not because they have love for it, but because they have no more market for their goods. Like the rulers, they are guided by motives that are entirely selfish. They are distressed only because of their loss of profits. Ship owners and others who profit from international trade likewise mourn because their source of gain has suddenly been cut off. The Israelites see the city differently because they stood firm for Yahweh and refused to follow the ways of the world. They rejoice that Babylon has been over. For them, the occasion is one of victory. With the destruction of Babylon, sinful human society exists no more. All activities cease, whether connected to recreation, work, or the everyday affairs of life. Merchants and businessmen are especially condemned since they are the ones who, through their greed, corrupt the city. But the main reason for the city's destruction is that it attacked God's people. The then shifts to heaven, where there is much rejoicing and praise. Yahweh's justice has been demonstrated in the fitting punishment of those who rebelled against the rule of the persecution of his people. Also, although the Israelites have triumphed, the one who has given them the victory is the Most High, Yahweh. He alone is the object of worship, whether offered by heavenly beings or his redeemed people. You see? So now let's go ahead and jump into the chapter. Let's go ahead and jump back into the chapter. And we're gonna go ahead and break it down, man. Because at the end of the day, man, we hastening in the day for Babylon the Great to fall. Period, point blank. And the reason why we hastening in the day is because the scriptures lead toward that. You see? According to the scriptures, this place will fall. Period, point blank. Nowhere getting around it. It is what it is. All right, let's go. And then, matter of fact, let's get those precepts that was in the chat. Let's run through those real quick. Yeah, let's run through those real quick, and then we can finish it off with the second half of the chapter.
God, okay, so okay.
You can pull them in whatever order you want.
All right. So this is Psalms. Well, here I'll do this one. This is Second Ezra 6:9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." You know, because right now Esau's in rulership, so that means that Esau at the end of this world, when Esau's rulership falls, you know what I'm saying, what's going to happen then? The next kingdom is going to be established, which is going to be the nation of Israel coming back into power. You know, so Esau is going. That's why it symbolized. It made that symbol. That's what it meant when it said Esau or Jacob held the heel of Esau. You know what I'm saying? When they were born, it symbolized that eventually, you know, Esau would come would fall. You know what I'm saying? And then Jacob would come into power, which is signifying what? Israel coming into rulership.
That's right.
So, okay, so I'm gonna get this one as well. It says for Revelations 14:8, and says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
That's what I'm saying. And how did she make all the nations do that? Through the sword. You go back into the prophecy. Esau was given the sword, and through the sword, he was gonna get all these different things, man. You see, you got all these nations. You got all these nations. Well, prior to recent history, once they dropped those bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that was it. As far as the word was concerned, it was like, this is the guy. You know, only the Lord can be dealing with them if they gonna let them get away with. If he gonna let them get away with this, you see, and that put fear in the rest of the world. But then he got proud, and then he started dishing out missiles left and right. You know what I'm saying? Greed. Therefore, those nations that committed fornication with this devil, they gonna be upset about it. You see, because they did prosper, but the dealing is just not right, man. It's all through lies, rape, robbery, and murder, man. You got it.
Khan. Okay, so this one, I believe the elder Yashuan posted this one, and it ties into what we just read. So it's Lamentations 4:21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunk." Oh, Slakia. Well, yeah, this one too, but I meant to bring out this other one, but I'll finish this one. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Now, the one that I wanted to bring out was this one, Revelations 14:8. I believe Kadar brought this one out. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
I said, when you go into the history, when all those nations were migrating to America, right? What were they hoping and dreaming? They were hearing that the streets were paved with gold. You see, they were hearing that there was all opportunity, and you can do this and you can do that. You can be anything you want to be. What other nation on the planet was given those characteristics? Not one. That great city. You see, that great city. You have all the nations accumulated in this one place. That great city. It's not a nation on the planet that's not in that great city, which is Babylon the Great, aka America, man. Revelation 18 is talking about America. Go ahead.
Gone. Now, let's see. I got, okay, Jeremiah 51:7. It said, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. We would have healed at Babylon, but she is not healed.
And that's
Forsake
what I'm
her.
saying. They trying to heal Babylon. They trying to heal Babylon financially. They trying to heal Babylon morally. They trying to heal Babylon in every single way that you could possibly heal Babylon, but it's not gonna happen, man. Because this place wasn't set up to be healed. It was set up to be a prison camp for the Israelites for going off, man. Period point blank. Period point blank. This place was set up for all the nations to have their way with us until we were redeemed. That's the beauty of this chapter because it gets into our redemption, man. You see? Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Because if I didn't finish reading Lamentations, let me go back to Lamentations 4:21. So, well, I'm gonna start back at 21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins." So at the end of the day, once that happens, once Esau's rulership is done with, then that's when the kingdom of heaven is going to come into play. That's why it says the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You know what I'm saying? Because we went off. We were put in captivity, but at that time, then our punishment is gonna come. Is gonna be fulfilled. It's gonna be accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which proves that he not gonna rule forever.
Mm.
We just
Mhm.
read a precept that said his inward thought is that he's gonna rule forever. How you gonna rule forever? How you gonna rule forever when the Lord said your rulership is gonna stop at a certain point? I would say when the blessing was given to Jacob, forever. When the blessing was given to Esau, it was temporary. Like, man, ain't no way of getting around that. You can see
Okay.
You can see Esau's kingdom crumbling, right? Even when Jacob and Esau was in the womb, when Esau came out, it said Jacob was holding on to his heel. You see? And then the brother just read a precept that said Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. You're gonna have to deal with that. Non-canonical jive all you want to. No, no, no. It's sincerity and truth at that. You know? You got it.
Con, I got a precept to prove that Esau, uh, pretty much his kingdom is, like I said, right? Like I said in Second Ezra 6, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to Luke, trying to find it. I'm talking about the where it says that talking about Yahushua and how his kingdom is going to last forever. You know what? I got it here. I'm
Yeah.
tripping. I'm tripping. I got it right here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because Esau's rulership, it ain't going. It's not going to last forever. But the rulership that's to come, when Yahushua rules, now that kingdom is prophesied to last forever. You know what I'm saying? And even the scriptures even say forever and ever. So here I got you. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 32. It says, "He shall be great and shall be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord power shall give unto him the throne of his father David, which that wasn't given to Esau, and he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end." Esau wasn't Esau. These Edomites, these so-called white people, weren't given the kingdom of David or the kingdom of the throne of David.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to Yahushai, if Esau was meant to rule forever, then where is Yahushai? You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't he be ruling right now? If the kingdom was already established and Esau's in power, then that means that we in the kingdom right now. But this kingdom's got to end, So the next one coming in is going to be the nation of Israel, and Yahushua is going to be the horn, leading us. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to last for eternity.
That's right.
That was it on that one. You want me to go back to Revelation?
Yeah. Was
Okay,
that all?
so
Was that all the precepts from the chat?
oh, you know what? Let me see.
Yeah. Let's make sure we get all those. That was. So this is definitely a group effort through the Spirit.
Yeah, I think I got all of them. I mean, Isaiah 47. But we already brought that. I brought that one in earlier.
Okay, come. That's what's up. Let's go back to Revelation.
Okay. Revelation.
Verse 9.
Okay, Revelation 18 and 9. It says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, shall we bewail her and lament for her, when they shall see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come."
Ooh, man, bro. Man, I got a precept real quick. This is Isaiah 24 and 20. It says, "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again, man. Going into that thermonuclear destruction, those missiles are gonna shake the whole earth, man. You see, when you go into the scriptures and they talk about those right aiming thunderbolts and those arrows shooting from one end of the earth to the other, that's talking about thermonuclear warfare. Matter of fact, get Isaiah 9. It's either 9 and 5 or 5 and 9, where it talks about this war will be fought with fuel and fire. Is that 9?
You said Isaiah 9:5.
Yeah.
Let me see. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and
Yeah,
garments
that's it.
in blood.
That's it.
Okay, Con. Yeah, this is Isaiah 9:5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." You know, and the scriptures talk about a fire not that's a fire not blown. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that that happens is when they like with a bomb. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
you create fire with wind and oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Or no, with wind and with fuel. You know what I'm saying? But with a bomb, it's like it uses like like with them thermonuclear bombs they pretty much what they do is split atoms and create like a nuclear explosion within it, within itself, and that's how you create, and that's how it explodes. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? That's that fire not blown. Them that iron weapon. You know what I'm saying? Them like the scriptures talk about.
That's right.
Let's see. I think that was it on that one, right? Yeah, yeah, that was it
Yeah.
on that one. I got a precept.
Go
This is
ahead.
this is Job 20:4. It says, "Knowest thou not of this? Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment." So Esau on rulership, he's the wicked. He pretty much ruling the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? But then the scriptures say that, don't you know that the wicked, the triumphing of the wicked is short? So that shows you that this place is gonna eventually fall. You know. Then it says, verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have
Mm-hmm.
seen him shall say, "Where is he, man?" And that's Esau, bro. Like Isaiah 14, like I shall be like the Most High. I saw Lucifer fall like lightning from heaven. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Esau falling from that power that he was on. You
Right.
know, and then it says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, they shall be chased away as a vision in the night. The there was a I was trying to find the one where it says that talking about that he shall flee from the iron weapon.
Oh, hold on. Let me I'll pull it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I found it. I found it. It's like
Okay.
it's further down. It says okay. You know what? I'm gonna start right here. Verse 22. It says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Lord shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through." So once he's about to fulfill that one new world order, saying microchipping everybody, and doing all whatever his agenda is, right when he thinks he's about to accomplish what he really wants in his heart, the Lord is gonna smack him in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like straight, just spawn do it.
Yeah. I want to say which proves that it's his inward thought that says he's gonna rule forever. That's not the truth. You can think whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not thinking the truth, then it don't matter. You know? All right, we can go back.
Con, this is back in Revelations 18 and 11, it says, "And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore."
Right? Because Babylon is a consumer nation, man. You know, even the American flag, even the American flag is made in China, even though they got it set up to where they able to pull that off. You know, it's more to it than just the American flag being made in China, but the American flag said made in China on there. You see? And through that sword, they was able to force China and say, look, you gonna make my flags and you gonna shut the hell up. Yeah, yeah, we want y'all making American flags. Yeah, do something. But at the end of the day, the buying and selling, America does more buying than it does selling, man. Babylon does more buying than it does selling. You see, that's why all the nations that are realizing that their money been cut off is because Babylon is destroyed. You got
Gone. It says, verse 12, "The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones, and of pearls and fine linen, and purple and silk and scarlet, and all thine wood, all in all manners of vessels of ivory, and all manners of vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and flour, and wheat, and beast, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men."
that's what I'm saying. And all those things will have been sold to Babylon. Transatlantic slave trade with the slaves, right? You had those slaves that sold out. Those are the souls of the men, and all these other things, man. Frankincense is even on that list, man. Frankincense is shipped over here. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't cut no tree. You can't cut no tree in Wyoming and get frankincense, my nigga. Which lets you know it's another indicator, a small one, but if you're in the spirit, you can see it. You see all these things, man. Look at that: fine flour, wheat, beef, sheep, people, all these things, manufactured chariots. Everything comes over here. You see, back in the day when General Motors and Ford and Chevy and all of them was on top, no, they've been surpassed, man. You see, and those deals that were made with those other nations are all starting to fall on their head now. They all starting to collapse. Oh, go ahead.
Gone. And it says, verse 14, "And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and goodly are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen, and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off."
Because it was once Babylon is destroyed, man, it's gonna shake the whole world up, man. It's gonna shake the whole world up. You see, it's pretty much gonna reset everything. You see, it's gonna be certain portions of the earth that are still inhabitable. You know, America's gonna be completely destroyed. People gonna have to figure out how they gonna survive moving forward after that. Go ahead.
And verse 18, "And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?"
That's what I'm saying. We ain't never gonna have a situation to where we could just ball out no more, man. You see, the majority of our money that we use for our nation to build it up and do all these things is now gone. You see, so they're gonna be looking for a new rulership. They're gonna be looking for a new way. They're gonna be trying to figure it out. They're gonna be scrambling. You see, and all the while they doing all that, the elect are gonna be up in them ships, and eventually we're gonna come back down if we don't win. You see, eventually we're gonna come back down, and then we're gonna set everything all right. But Babylon will be destroyed. Go ahead.
Verse 19, it says, "And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein we are made rich, all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Rejoice,
A speedy riddance. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be quick because you got according to certain reports, man, you got missiles that can get from one side of the earth to the other in a half an hour. But when you hear those alarms saying that such and so just shot this missile and you got 30 minutes, it's coming, man. It's coming. Thus said the Lord. Go ahead.
Con. Verse 20, it says, Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Lord had avenged you on her.
Mm-hmm.
And the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone,
Right.
and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
Yeah, man. The Lord is that great millstone, man. You see? And bringing the angels with him, man. The Lord say, his reward is going to be with him. Part of his reward is the armies of the Lord, man. You see? Go ahead.
And the voices of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee.
The bridegroom being Yahweh, the bride being the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by the sorceries were all nations deceived.
That's what I'm saying. The sorceries is a part of Esau's sword, man. The lies, the witchcraft, and if you don't fall for the lies or the witchcraft, they just gonna kill you. You know.
And in her, verse 24, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and all that were slain upon the earth.
Hey, get number 33. Is it 33 and 35 or 35 and 33 where it says that the blood of the person that shed the blood got to be shed for it to be right?
Oh, Numbers 35 and yeah, I got you. This is Numbers 35, verse 33. It says, So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's what I'm saying, man. And after the blood, after the self-proclaimed white man, Esau, after his blood is shed in Babylon, there will be no more Babylon. There will be no more habitation in Babylon for people. You know, and that's it, and that's all. You know, you got any other precepts, bro?
Just this last one in Numbers. It says, verse 34. It says, Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit wherein I dwell, for I, the Lord, dwell among the children of Israel. So, just like the law says, I believe in Leviticus, the 12th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, it talks about how pretty much the blood is what makes the atonement for the soul. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
If Esau in America has done all this wickedness and all this evil, shed so much blood, then the only way for him to repay and to pay for that is for them to shed their blood. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I want to say it's a perfect balance, man. I want to say, matter of fact, get that the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of the followers. We can end on that.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 9. It says, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
That's what I'm saying. So for Babylon the Great, once Babylon the Great is destroyed, according to prophecy, the next nation to rule is going to be the nation of Israel. Yahweh's orders through Yahweh and the angels, man, and the Israelites. And I know they might hurt your feelings, and I know they might make you feel a certain type of way. It makes us feel great, man. We look at it as a victory, man. You see, the Lord is going to destroy Babylon for us. Okay? You got anything else, bro?
No, I don't.
God, hey, the water for y'all tuning in, man. Brothers and the sisters on the comment board, man. With that, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Rekaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the Akim teaching about the Mayam Wa'amat. That's in sincerity and truth. Shalom.
Shalom.